Hey, it's Brittany from the Emporium. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are making the Denver backpack by Swoon. This is the large size. Also have the mini. They're so cute. My best friend Brianna, this is for her and her daughter. We are leaving. Okay, at the time of this video, I'm leaving tomorrow night to head down to Florida for So Magical Expo. And then Brianna and her daughter are meeting us after the expo, and her boyfriend. They're meeting us and we're going to the parks together. So they're going to have these. Oh, okay. So we make the large size in the video, and I also had the cutting video that is already uploaded. And I cut the large size in the video. You've got 2 side pockets. They're pretty decent size. And then you have this main compartment that opens up. Pretty roomy. If you needed more room, you can unclip this. And then it looks kind of funky, maybe, but if you need to carry stuff, you need to carry stuff. One change that I definitely am going to make next time, and I've made a bunch of these, I just never write stuff down. I cut these zipper tape pieces 13 inches, and I think I would do 12.5 or maybe even 12 next time, because the zipper tabs are almost non-existent. Use one of my new pretty labels from the Heartwood and Hide. Oh, and there's a little surprise seashell rivet, which I kind of put on there for decoration. I'm not sure I completely set it well enough, only because I've never set a special rivet before. So thankfully it's going to friend. Oh, we did double-sided straps, and they are amazing. I also it's a little slight bit awkward when we get to this part, because I recorded it as a clip on its own as well, so that I could have just a video on these to upload. I'm not sure when exactly it'll get uploaded, but I also, on my Denvers, do this back panel modification. It is similar to the Deedlebug mini backpack. One of my sewing friends, Nikki Kinder, she did this a couple years ago, and I was like, oh, that's genius. I love it. Because in the pattern, you sew the straps and the handle into the seam. I just don't like it. Again, here is what they look like. Another thing you could do is on the inside back panel, you could put a zipper pocket. I have done that before. Definitely recommend it. My voice is still a little iffy. When I recorded the cutting video, it didn't sound the greatest. I lost my voice right after that. It would not have taken me so long to get this video up, but I needed my voice back. So anyways, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Let me know if you're made to Denver. Leave a comment. Like this video. Thank you so much. Enjoy it, and can't wait until the next one. Alright, here is the sewing portion for the Denver backpack by Swoon. I am making the large, and I have the video to cut it to. So I'm going to start with prepping all of my goodies. I don't think I went over the hardware for this bag, so I can do that real quick. Donut, you're gonna have to move, bud. We have one zipper that is almost 15 inches, and then 2 zippers that are 13 inches. I have 2 1-inch rectangle square rings, rectangle square, yeah. 2 1-inch sliders. I'm using this flounder pull for my main zipper. I am using 2 little mouse pulls for my pockets. I have a 1-inch clasp and a 3/4 inch D-ring. Got my nameplate. On this bag, I'm going to be using this little seashell rivet. Never used it before. Gonna say a prayer. Okay, so I'm gonna put this hardware back in here. I'm going to just start prepping my straps and everything. Ugh. There are a lot of pieces to this bag. There really are. Okay, so I need some double-sided tape. I'm going to be using 1/4 of an inch. This is the handle, and it is, sorry, 3 inches wide. So we're gonna make a line 1.5 inches down the middle, and that is where we are going to tape. So for the handle, there's just like so much stuff on my desk right now. It's crazy, but it'll start to get cleaned up. So you're going to take the tape off, and we're going to fold into that line. It's probably hard to see this line because that was a silver marking pen, so I apologize. You want to try to leave just like a teeny gap when you fold the other side. And then you're going to fold those together and clip. I do believe in the pattern it has you sew both sides of the handle. I like only sewing one side on my handles. I'm going to do about a 4.5 for my stitch length for my top stitching. I do have a fresh needle in here too. I'm using a really fun pastel rainbow thread too. So that's our handle. We can set it to the side. And then we have this front connector piece. It is 1.5 inches wide. And you're going to put a line 3/4 inch, which I already did on this one. Put some double-sided tape. This one we're going to fold completely into the center. On both sides. But we're not going to fold it over again, like the handle. But we are going to stitch down both sides. I like getting all my components ready before I go into the assembly of the bag because it feels like it comes together quicker for me. This piece we're going to put our 3/4 inch D-ring on. And then I like to do some stitching right here, making sure to back stitch. And then the front connector is done. Your strap connector pieces are 2 inches wide, and you put a line 1 inch so it's in the middle. And these are going to get folded over to the center like we just did the other strap or the front connector piece, but not over again like the handle was. I wanted so badly to put this video out a couple of days ago, but I completely lost my voice a couple hours after I recorded the cutting video. I had recorded it, and then I went and I volunteered at my kids' elementary school for their fall parties. And then I took them to a trick-or-treat event at our high school. And my voice was like, "You're done." Alright, so we've got those. We're going to stitch up and down them. And I like to just chain stitch them together. It's quicker and easier, I think. Trim them apart. And then you're going to take your rectangle rings. And make sure on the front connector in this that you have your like raw edges on the inside. And I'm going to do the same thing I did with the front connector. I'm going to give this a stitch, going back and forth. And I try to keep it in the same spot as the other one, but I really don't measure. Those are ready. Okay, this front like flap connector is a little bit tricky. I do it a different way. So this is like the very last thing you do in the pattern. You put this on and stitch it. So it has you fold in all these sides and then match it up and stitch around here. But what I like to do is I fold it, I top stitch it, and then when I put it on at the end, I just stitch up here, and then sometimes I like to put a rivet in the middle, which is what I'm going to be doing with the seashell rivet for this. I think it's going to be cute. You don't have to do the rivet, as long as it's on the bag good enough. That's like the most important part. But I just don't like... I think it's hard to match it up completely, and I have seen some that just don't look the greatest, and I feel like when it's the last part of your bag and you're so excited that you made the whole bag, to have like a part that doesn't look as good right at the end, I don't know. So I personally like doing it this way. You can do it however you want, though. That's the beauty of it all. Or if anyone else knows, like, a better way to do it, too, let me know what you do. So I'm going to fold the side pieces first and then the bottoms. Also, like, when you put it on, you've got the whole bag and you kind of have to, like, maneuver it. So you're folding it over about 1/4 of an inch. Oh my god, sorry. Cat. Well, I think I just pulled a muscle in my neck from twitching too fast. I had to like turn my machine off now when I thread it because of them. and this is sticking to me. Sorry. This is a real video here. I never struggle starting my machine either. But I have the light off because I have the power off. Okay. We'll just leave that off for a second. Okay, so folding these over about 1/4 of an inch, and then folding the bottoms. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to top stitch this, and I'm gonna pull the threads to the back and knot them off so there's not even like a back stitch in there. And make sure your needle is on the way up when you pivot. It looks a lot better. Okay, so I'm going to pull on these threads a little bit here and get the front threads to come to the back. Sorry. And then I'm just going to tie these all off. And then I'll trim these and give them a little singe. I meant it when I said singe. Okay, so this piece, this connector goes on. So you just kind of fold it in there, and then that'll get set aside for later. Actually, you can go ahead and put, I like to put some tape right in here. So you will have like a double stitching on this the way I do it, but you don't have to worry about everything matching up. So you've got your top stitch. I'll stitch right over that again, and then another line below it. You could also do like a line of stitching here. However you feel is best, works. And then we need to do our straps. Okay, I'm gonna do the straps. Now I'm recording this both during making the the large Denver backpack, and I'll have this portion up as a standalone video too. So depending on if you're watching it or if you've already watched it, I am killing two birds with one stone. Okay, I have already cut 2 fabric and 2 vinyl for this. I want 1 inch wide straps, so I cut my pieces 2 inches wide for both. So I'm making 2 straps for a backpack. If you're making a crossbody or a handle or whatever, you're gonna need however many you need. Like a crossbody, you need 1 continuous piece. Handles, you need 2. So these go together and these go together. You're going to take on the back of every piece and draw a line in the middle. So in my case, it's going to be 1 inch. If you are making a 3/4 inch wide strap, you're going to cut 1.5 inch wide pieces. Basically, you cut double your final size. Words are hard. If you wanted to do a 1.5 inch wide, you would do 3 inches. You could do a double fabric or like woven, or you could do double vinyl, whatever you want to do. I like the woven with the vinyl for certain backpacks because I feel like it makes it a little less bulky than the 4 layers of vinyl, and it adjusts better, but it's not too thin that it's just gonna slide right through the strap. So for the tutorial part, I'll just do one first, and then I will continue with my other video I'm making. So, sorry, I'm going to try to keep this in view as best I can. You're going to take double-sided tape. I'm using 1/4 of an inch. You could use a 1/2 inch if you want, but I like to try to keep it on my seam allowance. And you're just going to put that tape all the way down on the line you made. You're going to do that on your top and bottom fabrics. It doesn't have to be exact in the middle, but as close as possible. Okay, I like using these hair clips to clip these. I'm going to do my vinyl first. Ooh, and dump half my clips on the floor. Cool. Get them later. So we're going to peel the backing off of our tape, and we're going to fold in to the center. All the way down the one side, and you do want them to touch. You don't have to leave a gap. You could also like cut your top print to be maybe like 1/8 of an inch more narrow, and it would make it a little bit smaller and your vinyl would show. That would be cute. You could play around with it. Once you have made one once, I mean, it's a pretty simple process, but sometimes thinking of how to get to the final end product can be difficult. Okay, so I'm going to put some clips on this to make sure it stays together. Oh, you know what? Sorry. I'm going to actually put tape on this first, because we're going to need to tape them together. So I'm going to go down that center line and put some double-sided tape on it. And then we could put some clips on just to make sure it's not going anywhere, and also so that when we put our fabric on, we can just clip it right on. Okay, so now we're going to repeat that same process with our top material. And again, you're folding all the way to the line, and then we won't be leaving a gap. You can fold both sides at once if you want to. And when I cut this, I left the selvage on, as you can see, because it was a way of getting more out of my fabric. This is a little bit extra work too, so it's not necessary, but it does look nice. Okay, you could also iron this. I'm not going to. Let's see here. You could fold this in some too, so you don't have any raw edges on your woven. I don't need to do that on the top. And these match up pretty perfectly, so I'm not going to do it, but if you were making something where the edges were going to show, you would probably want to. So you're going to want to make sure that everything lines up. And I'm just taking the clips off and pulling the top of the tape off as I go so that I don't get ahead of myself. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the top because this is going to get stitched into my bag. Depending on what you're making, choose, you know, based off of that where to start and stop. But I'm just going to top stitch my edges. And there you have it. You have a double-sided strap. And it's a nice thickness. It's not overly thick. It's not overly thin. And all of our tape is in the center, so you're not sewing over any tape, which is something I really like about this. So hope you enjoyed learning how to make a double-sided strap, I'm gonna go ahead and get my backpack finished. Okay, so now that we finished this first strap, we just have to finish the next one. I'm going to go ahead and make this strap, and I'm going to hopefully have it sped up for you so you don't have to rewatch everything. Okay, so now we have both of our straps. We have our handle, and we have our 2 strap connectors and our front connector. We need our mod for the back. We need our 2 sliders. We can set this front connector to the side though. And then we need our back panel. Oh, looks like I need to trim. Sorry. So for the back connector mod, what we're gonna do is set this aside for a second. We're gonna take our double-sided tape, and I have made lines 1 inch from the edge. I'm going to put my double-sided tape on the outside of those lines on both sides. Okay, gonna take the tape off. and fold in your edges to that line, to both of those lines. And then this is going to cover. I want to try something this time. I always forget to try it. I'm going to sew my woven label into here. Every single time I'm like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Okay. So we need to prep our straps as well. I have a directional print. This part is gonna get sewn up into the top. I'm gonna do it so that the glitter straps show and the print is the back. I'm going to take my other end and I'm gonna put, I like doing it this way. I'm gonna put my slider in here. And then I'm going to sew 2 lines, making sure to back stitch. You could sew a box if you wanted to as well. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. And we're going to do that with our other one as well. And I'm going to do my best to match up. Ooh, awesome. And you want to make sure you do these steps in this order, or you will end up having to slide these on in a like really annoying way. Okay, so you're gonna take one of your strap connectors and you want to make sure there's no twists in here. You're going to put it through like this. Okay, so you want whichever side you want facing out to be showing out, and then if you've got a print, whichever way you want it right side up. So we're going to do that with the other one. No twists in it. Nana, what are you doing? Okay, so now we have our straps completely together, our handle, our back mod piece, and the back. Okay, I like to usually take this over to my grid mat to line everything up, but I'm going to eyeball it and hopefully not be in the way. When you have this strap mod connector on here. So basically it's going to be like here. Our handle is going to be in the middle and our straps are going to be on the sides. You want this down low enough that you're not going to catch handles in your seam allowance when we go around. But you don't want it down too far. So I'm going to go about 2 1/4 inch down. And I think this looks pretty straight. I'm going to use an erasable marker, pen, whatever, and make a line. And then I'm going to get this centered. Luna, no, go, what the heck? Sorry. I'm going to make a mark in the center and a mark 1 inch from each of those. So it's really hard to tell, I know, but I've got my center and 1 inch from each side. What we're gonna do first, well, okay, you can put the handle in first. I like to just knock it all out at one time. So we're gonna take one of our straps, and where that 1 inch line is, the first strap is going to go to the outside of it. I like to put it down a little bit and stitch where my line I marked is. Make sure it gets back stitched on. Now we're going to do the handle. I like my handle to have the stitching outsides. So again, just past our line. And then loop this back. The handle should be on the inside of those inch marks. Oh my gosh, my cat. Luna's gonna drive me crazy today. She's like jumping up trying to attack my chair. Okay, and then our next strap. Oh, and you also want the back of the strap, if you have a two-way strap, to be facing up because you want it to be like this. And then we'll get this on. Okay, so I like to get that all done at the same time so I don't have too many strings going all over the place and it's just quicker. Okay, now we're gonna do this mod part. You can put some double-sided tape on here if you want to. I'll do that. I don't normally do it, but okay, I'm putting this tag on. And then what I'm going to aim for, and I kind of eyeball all of this every time I do it. I'm going to try to put like this spot where my line is. So it's going to go up past where we stitch everything in. Like right here is where the bottom of all those are. Okay. You're going right here. Don't forget. It's going to be cute. Okay. I'm going to pull these around here. Okay. So what I like to personally do is I go like I'm doing a top stitch, like 1/8 of an inch. And you want to make sure everything's flat because this handle twists. And I'm just going to stitch across all of this. And then I lift my needle, turn everything, and I like to stitch 1/4 of an inch from that line. And I'm not back stitching on any of this because there's so much like layers of stitching that you should not have any problems with anything coming apart. So then I like to make sure everything's flat again. Put it right here. And I'm going to do the 1/8 of an inch top stitch on the bottom part. And then the 1/4 of an inch from there. What is going on? Oh, we're stuck. I've seen people put rivets here. You could if you wanted to. You would need these to come down further. I think there's some patterns that have rivets actually there, like they're supposed to be there. And then you'll flip this to the back and trim what's hanging off. Oh, it's so cute. I love this thread with this. This is from my friend Brianna, and I messaged her the other night and I was like, what thread should I use? And I have this like blue ombre and it looked cute with it, but I was like, oh my gosh, what about the pastel ombre? You stay away. Okay, so now we need to baste our straps down here. You want to make sure that they are not tangled and that they are on the right sides. I completely finished a backpack, turned it around, and I had like done this. It really stunk trying to fix that. Let's see here. I do believe in the pattern you go like 1 inch up. I'm gonna go like 1 1/4 inches. And you want them to be at about this angle. Kind of eyeball it a little bit. Just kind of see that they're the same. Okay, you can baste it on now. And there's a lot going on here, so just make sure. Okay, I'm going to double check again. Okay, my straps are correct. Now what we need to do is baste the foam to this. We didn't have the foam on it before because all of the stitching up here would have perforated the foam and it could bend. And I said this in my cutting video, but I saw this mod put on the mini, or on the Denver first. Nikki Kinder did it and I love it. It's awesome. In the pattern, you just sew the straps and the handle into the seam, and I don't really like the way it looks, if I'm being honest. The first one I ever made, I have, and that might be part of why I don't really like it, to be completely honest. That could be it. Also, I used this vinyl that was so stiff. I hate, yeah. Maybe if I made myself a new one, I might eventually. Okay, so I cranked my stitch up. We are basting this on. making sure that all the straps are out of the way. And then we are not going to trim these. But there we go. We've got our back panel done. So exciting. Ready for the rest. Okay, next we're going to work on our zippers. I'm going to give the ends some heat to seal them. And then I can get my zipper pulls put on. Okay, so the longest pull I am going to put my fancy pull on. And I'm going to, the end that it's going to, I'm just gonna stitch that because I don't want it to come off later. And I will put my other pulls on my other zippers. Come on. Oh, that one ripped. Try to save my bags. I've got a huge collection to give to my friend Lauren. I've been like, oh, I don't really want to ship a bag of bags back. They might find their way into my suitcase to give them to her so much. So I'm sure she'll be so excited to take those back home with her. Oh, okay. Ooh, check that out. I did all three of them pretty darn good. Okay, so I should have one in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I should have another zipper tab. Ah, there it is. Okay. So these ones are going on my side pockets, and then this one I have all nice for my main one. So I'm going to do this first. You're going to fold in about 1/2 inch. You can press this if you want. And you're going to do that on both sides. And if you don't press it, it is a little tricky. Okay, so we're going to take and overlap that 1/2 inch onto our zipper tab on both sides. Basically, we want where we fold it over to be on the zipper tape, and then we want just a 2-layer fabric tab to be on the ends. And I'm going to top stitch this on. Oh, and put my stitch length back down. Okay, so you can see I've got the folded over spots and then this. This is going to be used in the final construction to get everything to sit together nicely. Okay, so now we've got our 8 zipper tabs. I'm going to put them on like a sandwich. Oh, I want this one to be showing though. Okay, I'm going to put them on like a sandwich on each end of our pocket zippers. Probably won't even show. Sometimes I pick it, oh, excuse me. Sometimes I pick out these cute spots and then you never even see it. So if you watched my cutting video, I just make these zipper tabs the width of the zipper tape, and then I do like about 2.5 inches. They get trimmed off. I think the pattern has you just put one on each end, but I like doubling it up like this. Oh. Then we are going to stitch these on. I use 1/4 of an inch. And I'll trim them apart, take the clips off. And we're gonna fold each side back and top stitch. I did this the other day. I don't know how I'm missing these. What in the world? Alright, so I'll have to go back to that one. Okay, so now all our zippers are prepped. We can work on our side pockets. I am going to be putting a woven label on my pocket. Let's see here. Okay, so we will need these right after we do our pockets, our 2 main exteriors. So we need our main pocket pieces, and then there are 4 pocket liner pieces, 2 going each direction. Okay, so our zippers and our 6 pocket pieces. I'm putting my label right here on this pocket, so I'm going to do that first. And I don't really center this because it ends up kind of wrapping into the back a little. So it's not super important to me to center this piece. I am still getting used to my new labels and sewing them on. I've been putting metal labels on for so long. Come on. Okay. Give these a quick tie. So I had been using my metal tags all the time, but my friend that I'm making this bag for already has one of my Denvers, and my metal plate actually came off. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're going to take one of our exterior pocket pieces and kind of take the zipper like this. It's very, very accurate. But I just kind of want to see where the center is going to be. And I'm going to start clipping this on and probably have to adjust it because I always do. It's hard, like, you kind of can't fold this piece in half to find the center because of the shape. I think I actually lined it up pretty good. I basically just look at the tabs and like how much space I have before the edge. Technically this one has a tiny bit more, but you won't be able to tell. It's not off enough for me to be concerned. You could go ahead and baste the zipper on. I'm not going to. You're going to take a lining piece and you want them to be right sides together. I like to clip it on right here so it doesn't shift on me. And then I'll go to each edge and match it up. You kind of just have to move your zipper tabs so you know where you're at. And then I'm just going to clip this on. See how much the zipper in there. Again, if you need to baste the zipper, go ahead and baste the zipper. No judgment. Pretty sure the pattern tells you to do it. Okay, make sure it's all flat. And then sew it on. Make sure that your needle is down when you lift your presser foot to move your zipper. Always. I'm gonna make one full pocket and then I'm gonna try to speed it up for the second one because they're identical, they're just different sides. Also, I'm making my zipper go up. The way you can tell these is the shorter piece is the bottom, so like it doesn't go like this, it goes like this. Okay, I'm gonna clip right here again. And just kind of give a tug because we need to top stitch this now. I kind of pull on the zipper on this. Normally I wouldn't on bags because I don't want my zipper to be wavy, but these side pockets, the way it's constructed, you can't, it doesn't look wavy. Okay, let's see. Okay. So what you can do now with these zipper tabs, if they're too long for you, is I go right to where this is folded under and I just trim so that it stops there. Okay, now we're going to take, this is where it gets a little bit confusing. Okay, so you're going to have this piece and this goes here. We're going to take right side up matches. We're going to put this behind and we're going to clip it on. And you want it to line up to where it was lining up on the other side. It can be a little hard with these curves. So then I'm just gonna clip this on all the way. Oop. Looks like it's gonna match up pretty good. Yay. Always good. And then you're going to stitch this on. You can do 1/4 of an inch, but I don't go all the way to 1/4 of an inch because I want to not be able to see the stitches if I don't go perfect the next time. So anyways, I'm going to use my awl just because I want to be keeping the zipper lined up. Okay. So now this zipper is ready to get attached to the main piece. I'm going to try to just speed through the next one so you don't have to watch me make the whole thing. Okay, now we have both of our side pockets ready to go. To be really honest, when I recorded the cutting video, I told you how to cut these. And I was like, yes, this is right. And then I was sewing the mini that goes with this, and I had a full-blown panic attack because I thought I told everyone to cut these wrong. I thought I cut them wrong. I went over to my table, and I was like, I gotta recut these. I cut them again the way that I knew it should be. And I freaked out that I did it wrong again. Long story short, they're fine. This is how they go. So you've got your notches here, and we cut it so that when this folds down, the front of the bag looks right side up. The pockets go like this and like this. And now we're going to attach them. So I'm going to set those two aside. And what we're going to do is we're going to clip this on here. And it is a little awkward, so you might have to kind of make it fit a little bit, but it should line up pretty darn well, as long as you did it right. And I like to get both sides going and then meet up in the middle. And you can kind of give it a stretch too, depending on your materials. Mine, it works for mine. Okay, so that's on there. I'm going to go ahead and clip the other one. Alright, now we are going to sew these on. You want to make sure that this all stays as lined up as you can keep it. You might have to force that in a little bit. So just make sure you caught it all. Move to the next one. Where's my zipper? I already went past it. Oops. Make sure you caught everything. Okay, now we are going to top stitch this. So you're going to want basically all of your pocket pieces to be laying flat, and then you want to just have your exterior folded over that. So you're going to be stitching through all of your pocket pieces and top stitching. I've got way too much going on over here. Too many clips. Okay, and then we're going to do that to the other side. Same thing. Now we're going to baste all of the pocket pieces together. What I like to do is I line everything up on the corners. And then I'll match it all up and put a clip closer on each one. And then what I do for these, because you've got your tab here, I pinch the tab in so that that kind of folds over. And my machine is capable of sewing through all this. I'm actually not sure how the pattern says to do it. Can't remember how I did it the first time. But this works for me, and I like the way it looks when it's done too. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Match up my corners. And then fold this in. So I'm going to baste from pocket to pocket, zipper to zipper. We just want all those layers to stay together and not shift on us when we do the rest of the bag. Okay, now we can grab our main zipper and our main lining pieces. This is really important, this next part. on each of the top points, like this is where the zipper is going to be on the longer spot. I'm going to mark 5/8 of an inch from that point on the wrong side of each piece. And the reason for this is we don't want to sew our zipper tab right now. We want it to be kind of like free for the final construction. So I'm going to take one side, doesn't matter which side, and I'm going to grab the lining piece that matches it when the right side's together and set the other two to the side. Okay. Zipper, right side to my fabric. I'm going to line the end of the tab up with the end of the fabric. That you do want to do. And then I'm just going to clip this on. And you can move your zipper all the way to the end if you stitched the zipper closed like I did earlier. You could baste the zipper on if you want. I'm not going to. We're going to make a sandwich with our lining. And since I started with this side, we're going to get to that mark last. But I'm going to change my stitch back. I was basting. You're going to make sure you backstitch, and you're going to start where the lining starts. Stitch down. You're going to stop at that mark we made. You're going to backstitch there. You're not going to go any further. So, see, this is not stitched. Very important. I'm pretty sure I maybe ignored that the first time I made this bag too. I'm not sure. It was a long time ago, and it was honestly one of the first, like, 5 bags I made on this machine. We're going to fold both sides back from the zipper. I like to match these up just to help and give this a pull when I do it. Now we're going to top stitch our zipper, but we're going to stop our top stitch there also. So I'm only going to top stitch a little bit past my zipper tab, and that's how I kind of know where I'm at. So again, I'm going to stop top stitching right where that mark was, just past my zipper tab. And then we're going to repeat this to the other side. So you're going to line the end of the tab with the end of the fabric again. think I have the hiccups now, so I apologize. Alright, and then we're going to make our lining zipper sandwich. And this time I'm going to be starting on that mark. So I'm going to move my clippy right there so I can see better. I'm going to start right at that mark, back stitch, and then finish sewing. Thought I broke my clip. It's all good. I wish you could see Donut. He's so cute. He's in his little hanging bed over there, and he's got his paws all sticking out, sleeping. Cute. Okay, so we're gonna pull these back again. This is a big old piece of bag right now. I'm gonna clean my clips mess up real quick. Okay, let's see. Nope, I'm gonna do it this way. So don't forget, when you top stitch too, you need to go where that mark is. So now we have our main zipper on, and our two side pockets are done. What we're going to do is we're going to take these clips off. I'm going to open this main zipper, and we are going to take, oh sorry, our exterior and put them together, and our lining and put them together, and this we're going to clip on both. And sorry, I'm going to kind of transfer it to my lap. Okay, so you're going to do that on the exterior and on the lining. And then we are going to sew down both of these sides with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And then we're going to backstitch, start, stop, start, stop. We're going to skip over the zipper. And basically you should line up to your notch. And then I'm just going to move my zipper this way and do the same on the lining. I think the pattern tells you on the exterior to open this up and like do a top stitch. I don't do that. You can if you want to. Okay. Now we are ready to put the back panels on. Very exciting. I like doing the exterior first. You can put that zipper down some if you want to, so it's out of the way. So on our main back panel, it's your only back, it's your exterior back panel. Oh geez. You want to find your centers. Now, we are going to take, this is a little different. I probably should have recorded sewing the mini just because of how big this is. You're going to take, see how this like stretches here too? It also helps with the assembly. But you're going to clip your center marking to the center of your zipper tab. I'm going to put one clip there, and then I'm going to match up the corner of my zipper pocket exterior piece to the corner of my back. And then I'm going to clip up the side. Gonna have to dump these clips again. And I'm clipping so that I'll be sewing this way with the back on the table. I'm just going to go up both of the pocket pieces first. Okay, now we just have to clip. This is very hard to do. Okay, I'm gonna stand up. Hopefully this works. Okay, so again, this should be clipped right here. You can use staples if you want to. Honestly, it's not a bad idea. All right. I just don't want, I'm standing up because I don't want to put it in my lap. You won't be able to see it. But I'm just going to keep clipping this together until I get like right up to the tab pretty much. Okay, so clipping right up to it. Now what we have, if you fold these lining pieces like out of your way. Okay, let me see here. This kind of Ooh, this is so difficult to do. Just like explaining it to people. You can basically have this like folded together where you've got your exterior piece folded so there's no raw side, and then it goes over top. Your zipper tab goes over top of it. So this spot's wrong. There we go. And then when we do the lining, what I like to do is I'll sew the back lining on, and then I will stitch all of it together right here. And I'll show you that in a second. So I'm going to stitch around here. I'm gonna use my awl, stiletto, whatever you want to call it. And you should be at a 1/2 of an inch for this. You also definitely want to make sure that all the handles and straps are folded down and you're not going to stitch it into anything. That would not be good. I am going to back stitch over my straps just a little bit. And I definitely suggest doing the exterior back before doing the lining back because of this tab. And you can put your hand in there if you need to make sure that everything's out of the way. And you want to try to keep this as flat as possible too, so you don't end up with any kind of like wrinkles or folds. Okay, when we get here, I'm going to make sure that these lining pieces are not getting stitched down. Very important. It'll definitely give you a headache later when you're putting the lining on. You can get as close as you can to it, but make sure you are not stitching the lining in there. And I'll lift it up and show you too. Okay, so if we did it right, ooh, and it looks good. Okay, so we did not stitch these lining pieces, but we have our zipper tab and we have our main exterior pieces folded nicely. Oh, this is gonna look really good. I'm excited. So now you can trim down your seam allowance. Don't trim your strap connectors. Do not trim up here because we're going to need this for stitching. But you can trim like right here. I also do not trim right here where the zipper tab is because I don't want to ruin the integrity of that. Not a ton of trimming, but just enough. Okay, now we need our back lining piece. Oh, also, you could give a trim on this. I don't think I'm going to trim the exterior, but I'll trim the lining down. Okay. So we want to find the centers on this too. Okay. Now you're going to have all of this to work with, but thankfully the lining is more forgiving too, so it's another good reason to do it second. So I'm going to clip that to that zipper tab, but the zipper tab is sewn to our exterior, so you're going to have to clip it all together. And then I'm going to put this however it works and clip it all together. And like the exterior, I'm gonna start at the bottoms and work my way to the tab. So on this one, you usually run into this. Okay, so if I'm clipping here, I always wind up with like, it's a little too big right there. But what I'm gonna do is clip, clip, clip. Okay, let me think. How do I normally sew this so that it all goes together right? Do I do this way? Yes, okay. This is awkward, but if you do it this way, where you trimmed, you can just catch this in it, and then it keeps everything together. Okay, but you have to trim or else you're gonna wind up on way too much. And it is a little bit awkward because you got this whole rest of the bag in the way. Okay, so this is where it's a touch tricky, but it's worth it. Okay, so you want to have everything together. See where I trimmed and then the tab is here? It's kind of weird. So if I lift my foot and get that under there, and then when I come around in the back stitch there, I've got that all together. And then I want to get off of this foam. Alright, now we're just sewing the lining again. If you sew it upside down with all that, it doesn't like work the greatest right there. You'll have to take my word. not too bad. Actually, that's probably the easiest I've had doing this. So there is a little wrinkle, that's okay. It's the lining. I'm going to trim this down, except for where we sewed the tab on. You could, I can't remember if I said it, you could put a zipper pocket on the back of this too. I did that one time. I had a customer request it, and honestly I probably should do it more often. Okay, now we just need to put the bottoms on and we're done. Almost. Okay. I am going to get this piece ready first. So we need to baste our foam onto here because I have not done that yet. Then I'm going to give that a trim. Okay, I want to find the centers of this. Probably should use, no, it's okay. So the flat part of this is the back and the curve is the front. We want that front connector, just overlap it a touch and baste it on that front center marking. Okay, and then we're going to set this to the side because we're going to do the lining piece first. We're going to find the centers of this one as well. And we're going to be leaving an opening to turn the bag in this spot. So, the flat piece is the back. We're going to match those up. And what I like to do, so that I remember to leave a hole, is I do like this double clip thing and then leave the hole open. Okay. Your curved center marking for the front matches up with your front seam. And then there are no side markings. You kind of just have to wing it. There is a lot of bag to be working with. Like it's a big old piece, so it is a little awkward. I would maybe suggest making the mini first. You might have a little bit of wrinkling. You could snip the corners a little bit on this. You usually just kind of make it work. Okay, so again, we're leaving the turning hole. I do want it to be a decent size. If you put the pocket on the back of this as an option, you could you could pull the lining through to close this hole up through the pocket. So that would be another benefit of doing that. Kind of have to twist the bag as you go. Okay, you can trim this down if you'd like. I don't like trimming the seams, so I leave those alone. Okay, don't trim the back where you're going to be sewing it closed. Now we just have to put the bottom on and then do our final connector and we're done. So this part, your front seam, is going to match up with that connector where your center marking is. And then your flat piece is going to the back. And you're matching those markings up as well. My friend Leanne tells me that she doesn't know why I like glitter vinyl because it sticks to each other. And she hates it, kind of. I love it. But it does stick, so it's hard to position, but then it kind of holds itself together nicely to hold it in place. I will probably staple my corners here though, or curves. Just so they don't shift on me. I'm sorry too, I'm trying to keep this in the camera as much as I can, but it is really hard to see. And this does kind of bunch up a bit. You just kind of want to work it as much as you can so that there won't be folds when you sew it. I might not staple it because the glitter is sticking to itself. Okay. I like to start on the flat part. And I'm definitely using my stiletto for this. Okay. This is where it gets tricky. I want to keep everything lined up as much as I can, but it is a curve. Curves can be a little tricky. So just take your time. And make sure you're rotating the bag as you go to help keep everything lined up. You have a back stitch over that front connector. Almost there. Do you see where the seam is folded out here too? I definitely think that is better. So if you can consciously do that, you definitely want to make sure you had trimmed that seam allowance there, because I didn't one time and my backpack just looked a little funny when I turned it right side out. Okay, I'm gonna go back and check and make sure that everything is good. That's a little crooked, but I don't think it'll be noticeable. Awesome. You could trim this if you want some. I'm not going to. There's too many seams and everything there. So, the fun part, we get to birth this long bag. But the nice thing is you just literally go to the bottom and pull. You don't have to, like, it is one of the easier bags to birth, I think. As long as you leave a big enough hole, which I am notorious for not doing. here. The bottom looks really good. And then see, this right here is perfect. And from the inside, perfect. We caught everything. That is the goal. All right, close this up. Normally I'd put a woven label here, but I put it on the back, so I'm not gonna put one here. Alright, all we have to do now is put that final connector on, which is so exciting. Alright, so we're just going to shove this all in here. And push it all out and whatnot. I think I maybe could have done 12.5-inch zippers. You kind of can't see the tab down there. I think I'll make a note of that. Next time, 12.5-inch zippers. Okay, so when the bag is completely open, the print does look sideways, but come on. When the bag is closed, this is up and down, which is what we want. Okay, but still, we need to get this all pulled down nicely. I want this to be even. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're going to pull this zipper here. You're gonna want to pull that out of there and start to get a fold here. You want this, like, that's why I was taking time to make sure that everything was like real nice. You want it to be matched up. And then what's gonna happen is this seam, we basically want to like be even with the zipper, and you want to put your pull down as far as you can and make sure that's all lined up. And then I like to put a couple of clips on the sides like this, and then I'm going to grab this connector. I'm gonna move this up. It's tricky because you want this to be as close as possible so it doesn't look like there's a gap when you do the connector, but you can't have it closed in it. So what I do is I took that tape off. I want these to match up. Come on. Even, okay, you're just gonna have to go up here. Even with the edges. So like when I put this on here, I want to put it wherever it's going to completely match up on the sides. So I'm going to put that there. And then I'm going, whoa, so sorry. I'm going to trim this off so there's no more like bulk in here, or as little as possible. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to fold it so that it meets it, and then that should match them up near perfect. And then I'm going to give this a clip while I have that all like that, just to make sure that it all looks good. Oh gosh, this is amazing. Amazing. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unclip this. I'm going to do like almost a 5 for my stitch length. I'm going to leave some clips here. I'm going to open this. And then okay, let's move these here just to keep it together in that spot. I'm going to stitch, I guess I'll do a 4.5, and I'm going to stitch here along where my original stitching was, which I'm using an ombre thread. It's going to show, but it's okay. And then I'm going to, I don't know that I caught the back completely. I did. Okay, I'm going to do another line of stitching about 1/4 of an inch from that. Yes, that'll still catch everything. I'm going to take my clips off, move my zipper down. Okay, this bag is a little funky when it's not got anything in it too. But there you go. It is done. I am going to add a rivet right here, but I'm going to do that off camera. I'm sure you've already seen it by now in the intro. So here we go. It's so cute. I love doing the print on the back with the vinyl. It needs shaped up a little bit, but we just turned it. I'll stuff it to take pictures. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. We've got the double-sided straps. Oh, it's so good. I hope you enjoyed watching. I don't know why I have so many threads everywhere. Again, if you have not yet subscribed, I would absolutely love if you subscribe to my channel. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you've made the Denver before, if you like it, if you don't like it. And then if the mini or the large is your favorite, I'd love to know. Oh gosh. Oh, she's gonna love it. I'm so excited. I'm gonna finish up the mini that matches this now. Oh, thank you. Have a great day.